Yo.
It's your boy Uche. I got my boy
Deezy.
We are the ill-advised wise guys.
Check out the full podcast, link below.
Yo. We are the ill-advised wise guys. It's your boy Uche. I got my boy
Deezy for Sheezy. It's way too easy.
Hey.
We in New York, Easy.
Okay.
And it's a little cold, Deezy, but I expected Deezy.
Okay, well,
Bars.
all right.
Can I get a year?
Bars.
Come on, you're in New York.
Oh,
Yeah. For those of you guys watching, we are in New York City for like the third time. I feel like this is our home base, damn near. We come here, we feel good, and we come bearing guests this time. We come bearing guests.
I'm excited.
Yeah, shout out to
Very special.
Yulissa Delgado. Say what's up to the podcast and our
Not
listeners.
my full government.
Oh, my bad. Damn. That's what I thought your name was. I'm
I
sorry.
told you that, man.
What'd you
He
tell
gave
me?
you guys the LinkedIn. I'm gonna give you,
You
my
gave me
Twitter
the
version of
you gave me the
myself.
name. I said the name. My bad. Now, what's up? How you doing though?
Yo, thank you guys so much for having me. I'm super excited. The only reason why I said yeah was because of Leo, but the fact that like he's not here was like a little, I was a little underwhelmed, but I'm glad. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you guys for flying out.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
For those of you guys watching, shout out to y'all. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, comment when we put
Ding.
these up on social media. Follow us on all the socials. Will be on the screen and in the description. Yeah, man, Q, let's get some announcements out the way real quick. Make sure y'all hit that Zero Skips playlist. It really features a lot of rising artists, some artists that you've never heard of, but you should know. I really encourage you guys to pull up, and it'll be in the description, Q, what you got, man?
Check
What
out
you got?
ratingsgamemusic.com, a.k.a. RGM.
Bow.
Best music review site on the planet.
Bow.
We got new reviews for NF. He dropped something new, a whole album. And then we got a review of Ray Shermer. Ray Shermer dropped an album called Sherm for Life. Check it out.
Obviously, we're going to start this off. We want to talk to you, Yulissa. I'm not going to say your last name again because that's obviously a problem.
Incriminate.
Yeah. I forgot. Yeah. So,
All right, they already looked me up and scanned my social. They already scanned my social, looked me up.
They say, oh, that's her name.
yeah, right.
The one with 100 parking tickets.
Exactly.
We've been looking for you.
Yeah. So,
The boot.
before we get into your background, on the show, we're going to talk about what is the difference between a megastar and a superstar.
Okay.
Is there a difference? There's a lot of artists out here these days that everybody's talking about, whether it's Bad Bunny, Beyonce, Drake, the list goes on, obviously, but is there really a separation between the two? We're also going to get into like some conversation about what makes a hit record. Again, we argued about this for God knows how long last night. It's getting out of hand.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to talk about it.
Okay.
Because this needs to be discussed.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then what's the next one after that?
Last topic, speaking of superstars,
Yeah.
do we make excuses for superstars?
Mm.
Like, are superstars making lazy songs and we're just letting them pass because they're a superstar?
We got some names.
We got to talk about that.
We got some names.
We got.
And we ain't holding back.
Yes.
Respectfully, of course.
We're going to be respectful.
Yeah. But first, let's talk to Yulissa.
What's up, guys?
Yeah.
up?
Or outside, we met, in person, obviously, and you asked us how we came about you and whatnot. And, I always like to tell the backstory because for those of you guys out here that's out here connecting and whatnot, like, I feel like Instagram is such a magical place. Social media in general.
Yeah.
Came across one of your clips, and I was very impressed at, like, your interview style and just kind of who you've talked to and just what you were able to pull from these different artists. And
you.
I thought it was impressive. So I reached out, and I'm glad we can make this happen. First question I got to ask you, can you just tell the people, like, a little bit about what you do and just sort of like, just a background just for the people?
It's our first date, guys. I'm
Yeah,
nervous.
let's kick it.
My name is Yulissa, Jalissa, Donnie, whatever, Julie, transparent Julie, however you find me on the internet. I accept it. I'm cool with it.
Can we call you JD?
My name starts with Y, but nice try.
Wait, so it's a Y, but it's Jew?
Yeah, oh yeah.
wanna
So you-
argue? I told you.
No. We
Yeah.
actually
I
were going back
told
and forth
you.
Yeah.
this morning.
You would love to
No,
argue. I mean, you want to argue with my mom too?
Never. Never. Mom, no. You got it.
No, she got it right. So yes, Yulissa. So yeah, like I'm a media personality. I am a celebrity host. I am an entrepreneur. I am a dreamer.
Mm.
I'm a doer.
Mm.
I'm a hustler
Yeah.
by nature.
Mm.
Yeah, I wear many hats.
Mm.
Yeah, but biggest one of them all, I like to bring awareness to my communities, which is being a Black Latina. I'm really big on that. So I like to have different conversations when I have the opportunity to sit down with people that look like me, that have reached certain heights and status. It's really easy to ask somebody, "Oh, what about your case?" Like, all right, that's just a quick Google search. But like
Mm.
to really understand that dreams do exist, and I
Mhm.
think that I'm an advocate for
Mhm.
dreams. Yeah.
Mm.
Salute. That's
awesome,
impressive.
man.
You know, and so I know you have a show
Yeah.
called Transparent with Yulissa, right?
Yeah.
On is it Dash Radio?
Mhm.
Okay. And you really get into like people's background and like really who they are as a person. It seems like you go beyond just the persona, which I think is important
Thank you.
when you really, especially talking to a lot of these bigger stars. So
Yeah.
I'm wondering, like, are you kind of like into like mental health and all of these other different
Uh,
things? Like,
Yeah, well, I had a podcast before podcasting was cool, actually. And it was like maybe 2017, 2018 when I started. And I would just interview my friends, to be honest.
Mm.
And I would just I love my friends. I always talk about the support I get from my friends and also like my family, you know. But my friends were really dope, and they would let me talk to them, and I would interview my friends. Like, so we would have, I would like, separate my friends based upon what I thought they were subject matter experts of whatever it was. Like, if I had a
Got you.
friend that she would do makeup, she
Mm.
was like, give me all the tips for makeup. Or I have a friend that did hair, or like I'll have a friend that if she was like a child of immigrants like myself, we'll have like different conversations. And so I did it enough that I love music, obviously. And I started off interning in radio, assisting in radio and Viacom and BET and all these things, that when I got the opportunity for a show, I was like, well, can you just pick up my show and just turn it into a radio show? So like big shout out to my mentor and the program director at the time, was Reginald Hawkins.
Mm.
And he just saw something in me and was like, all right, I can't sit there and tell you that I started off doing these extensive interviews. No.
Yeah.
But I found something that worked for me. Because I think that now people like clickbait things, and that's fine. It works, but that's not how I want my digital footprint,
Mm.
to be. The digital footprint is forever. So it's amazing when you can go back and see quality work, and we're like, wow, like that was such an amazing interview. And then you see like how this person is like really, we're going to talk about mega superstars, but like really on
Mhm.
top and like
Mhm.
super, like just solidified in the stardom and a legend. And the person who interviewed them also like did their research and is now considered maybe like a legend in
Mhm.
journalism, you know?
right.
So
Mhm.
I reached that, and I studied those greats versus just kind of giving people like easy digestion, like
Yeah.
McDonald's versus Michelin star, like, you know.
Yeah, right.
Exactly. Exactly. So you had a plan. Like you have a strategy. You don't just come out there just doing whatever. You don't wing it,
I never
essentially,
wing any of my
which
interviews.
is that's the way to go.
Very
Yeah, no,
important.
I don't really wing anything. In my life, personally, it's a blessing, but also a curse.
Mm.
Because if you're an over planner, you have fear. You're
Yeah.
scared of something,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
But if you're prepared, well, then you prepare for everything. You're prepared not to fail.
That's a good point. I mean, a lot of people don't talk about the negative sides of being an over planner,
Yeah.
right? Everyone talks about like hey, at least you'll be prepared. You'll know what's
you
going to
talking about, bro?
happen. No, people don't talk about it.
Every job interview I've gone on,
That you
Yeah.
lied to them.
I say, yeah, one of my worst, they say weaknesses,
Oh,
strengths and weaknesses. My strength is I over
I'll
prepare.
put me to sleep.
My weakness is I over prepare.
Hey, Yulissa, if you were on the other side of an interview and somebody said that, what you gonna say?
What?
Keep it a buck.
Red flag.
Yeah, see? That's exactly what I'm saying.
That's not the red flag. What I'm wearing is the red flag. I'll be wearing a tacky suit. But anyway.
Okay, all right. So you know,
but anyway.
automatic, you not getting the job then. If we get it.
But
that's fine.
So when did you realize like this is what you wanted to do?
I'm gonna be honest. I just had this conversation with someone, and I was like, I've been fortunate because I not curse on here.
Oh,
yeah. This is the ill-advised wise guy. You say whatever you want, except for something criminal.
I just said like, I love to talk shit, and I've always loved to do it. So when I started college, I actually started off in business because I'm a child of entrepreneurs. I'm the first generation here, so business is like you got to study business, international business, and carry on either what my parents were doing or figure something out because that's secure. And I understand it. Like being a child of immigrants, you understand that your parents just want stability for you, and being a creative is not stable at all. And that's something people do not talk about. Like it's cute. I can do this, do that, but it's not sitting here and saying that it comes with some type of, it's not as stable as what people may present it to be at first, Do your dreams pay you? Yes, eventually, if you're consistent enough. But yeah, I always knew what I like to do. Like literally in the middle of college, I said, yeah, no, I'm doing great. I was like in the dean's list. I liked it, but I'm like, I want to go into communication.
Wait. But no, that's. I'm glad you said that, and I love your story, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
Love your story, and it's, I think the biggest thing is like you're very inspiring, and I think like even through your content, like it kind of shows. So hopefully, you guys out there watching kind of see that.
Can I say this though?
Yeah, go for it.
Like the American dream has changed.
Do you think so?
I think so.
Why?
Like because I think back in the day they had like orthodox routes to do things.
Yeah.
And you, from what you said, kind of like symbolizes what, the route to success is these days.
Yeah.
Figuring it out, being creative, being consistent. That to me, and then eventually being successful.
Yeah.
That's the new American dream.
So I think you spot on with that. And I think it's within a particular generation.
Yeah.
I think the generation of
sure.
I guess millennials. Well, I call them millennials, right?
Yeah.
And then below, so what is Gen Z?
Yeah.
The American dream has changed.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Completely changed.
People, because like we can relate to what you're saying. Like we're offspring of immigrants.
Yeah.
Both of us are Nigerian.
Yeah.
Parents came here in the 80s, had us like, the goal was really, go to school. Get a stable job, be an engineer, a lawyer, a doctor. It's literally one of those two.
Engineer, lawyer,
three,
doctor,
I should say.
Go to school.
And we managed to end up as engineers.
Yeah.
And now we're trying to get out of it.
No, I hear you.
That's where this is coming from. You know what I mean? Like
I hear you 120%, and I feel you. But to go back to what you're saying, I used to believe that the American dream changed, but it changed for people that have a dream. Having a dream is a privilege. Not everyone has that. And I've learned that within my friend circle.
True.
Because a lot of people, they don't know what they like to do. They haven't even had the privilege to dive into that.
Yeah,
so accounting and showing up, this is great. On my weekends, I get to wild out Monday, or I'm working from home. This is fine. Like this is bringing me everything that I need, and this is comfortable. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, yeah.
But me personally, I'm like, I don't know. Once I start in the office for too long, I'm like,
but you think,
but it's important. You know what you want for you.
You know what you want.
Yeah,
you know what you want for you, which is the most important. Everybody has to arrive at that.
Yeah.
It looks different for everybody.
It does.
I mean, it also is like, I feel like your route is what's making people happier in this generation. Like, the American dream, people doing their 9-to-5 jobs, but I don't know. If you poll most people, it's not a dream to them.
No.
You know what I mean? It's just kind of a way to get by.
Stability.
So we got to alter it. We got to change it.
Stability is overrated.
Okay.
Dang. That's because you've had it.
Stability is overrated.
That's because you had it.
No, you're right. And I'm not. No, she's right.
Yeah, she's
No.
100%
You're
right.
absolutely right. I'm not saying that as a bad thing. I'm saying that to make a point that, like, you're right. Once you do achieve it, you realize that you want more than just that. Like, you're willing to not be stable in order to go, quote unquote, further. to achieve your dream, right?
Preach.
Like if you have a dream to do something that is beyond being quote unquote stable, like sometimes you're willing to make less. You're willing to, have these sleepless nights. You're willing to do things that are quote unquote not stable in order to go further. Sometimes you got to go backwards to go further, in my opinion.
But you still need stability in your life.
Of course, to an extent.
I have a belief that money can buy happiness.
I think so too.
It 100%.
You know this whole
It
idea that money
100%
can't
can.
buy happiness?
I don't. Yeah.
It can buy stability.
Yeah.
And
But-
if you got
but-
money, then you can start chasing those
Dreams.
your dreams.
No, but
Yeah.
but the key here is this: what does happiness mean?
Oh, here we go.
Means something
No,
differently to everybody.
that's my point. So when you say money can buy stability, that doesn't automatically make you happy if that's not what you.
I mean,
I
You
think
know what I
money
mean?
can buy you experiences that's not directly like, it's not like money happiness. It's like
yeah.
Mhm.
money allowed me to
Be-
take my family
yeah.
to Disney, and we were happy at that moment because we created
Yeah.
a memory.
Yeah.
Money allowed me to help out my friend that was in need, and now she's stable. Now,
Mhm.
like, I know my friend is good, and I'm fine now too. So I
Yeah.
was able to do a good deed.
Mhm.
Money allowed me to record the show.
Yep.
Like, money allowed me to dive into my projects. And I think that that's where it changes, right? Where it's just like, no, money does not equal happiness, because we see all these amazing celebrities
Exactly.
depressed and going
Exactly.
through, and they're like, wait, but
Yeah.
you're living your
Yeah.
life. But it's like, for me personally, I think that money has been able to get me certain experiences that give me lifetime memories.
Absolutely.
That is
You're right.
like,
That's
if I don't
exactly-
have
you're
that money,
100%
I'm
on
like,
point.
oh,
So don't
baby,
let-
we
Nah,
not
you
good
100% on
Let me
point.
look in the
You
camera
wanna-
and say, anybody that says money can't buy you happiness, they got something else going on.
They broke,
it ain't
baby.
money.
Nah, they got something else going.
It ain't money.
Nah, real talk. We
Maybe
see that-
they just
we-
not eating well.
Yo, we see it every day with celebrity. I think I just saw a story with Chloe Bailey. You know, she, hopefully all things are going well with her, but she just came out and said she was depressed. You know, she was
really?
going through it, right? And you would
Social media.
think somebody who
Social
has such a
media.
bright future, just dropped an album, signed to
Gorgeous.
Beyonce,
Smart.
all this stuff going for themselves, and then you hear her say, "Yo, I'm going through a lot. It's a lot." But on to some mega stars, because this is actually a good segue. I feel like,
Yeah, I think so.
what's the difference between a megastar and a superstar? We had a heated debate last night, and
Yeah, almost slapped this guy because
Mm.
of the
on the train, on the bus, or
fam.
once you got back to during dinner, like,
yo, it started with the fact that we were trying to figure out, okay, what is a hit? What is a hit? Is a hit something that goes domestic? Like, we're obviously in America. If something doesn't go beyond America and is not known in Canada and Europe, can you still consider it a hit, or is it not a hit?
I don't think so anymore. I think that streaming changed everything. I don't think that
Sorry.
if things just stay within like, things can get hot in New York. We could have had it could have been, on rotation for 3 months, but within that 6-month gap, it better be. Streaming changed everything.
Of course, yeah. But see, the thing is, so the convo was really about Kodak Black's Super Gremlin
Mm-hmm.
and whether or not that was a hit record or not.
You don't think it was a hit?
No, I do think it was a hit.
You
I'm
don't
saying
think
it
it-
was not a hit.
No, why?
I didn't
Why
think-
you gonna do that to Kodak?
So I like Kodak Black, by the way.
I don't think so.
I think it's a hot record. I think the beat is tight. The chorus, the superstar, is tight. It's tight. But to me, how many people outside of the hip hop community cared about that song?
Wasn't it like on a soundtrack of like a NBA something?
NFL,
Thank you.
So I don't know.
I'm not big on
Yo,
like
fam.
sports, but like,
Yeah.
I know,
Mm-hmm,
I think King James himself
Yeah.
was listening to that song
For sure.
while working out.
For sure. I think
Preach.
my standard for a hit record.
What I was saying.
So what I was saying yesterday was The Weeknd like makes hit records. Like it's worldwide, universally known records that you can hear at H&M. You can hear it on TV. You see it on commercials. Like a wide variety of human beings know his music. Break My Soul by Beyonce. That is a hit record. Like it's known universally. Several different people, several age ranges care about it. I just feel like Super Gremlin, while a great song, maybe to a certain age range.
and I'm with you. I agree that like there are levels, and this is why I introduced the idea that there are levels to hits.
There's levels and stages to everything. So why would music
Exactly.
not be in that? You know what I mean?
But
And this is where the megastar superstar came into play, because I made the argument that The Weeknd to me is a megastar
yeah.
because he does stadium level tours around the world. I'm talking about selling out 80,000 seat venues anywhere around the world. That's another level. I don't even think you can compare anything he does or Beyonce or some of these other people who are on his level, even Bad Bunny to a lesser extent, maybe,
Yeah.
to a Kodak Black. But does that make him, does that mean he doesn't have a hit because he's not on those levels? That's why I said I think that there's superstars and then there's megastars. They're not the same.
so it's a hit record in the hip hop. It's a hip hop hit record.
Nope. I'm
Or you just think
I
it's a
think-
general hit
You
record?
mean Super Gremlin in particular?
Super Gremlin?
I think it started out in hip hop, but then it caught on to mainstream. And this is where Yulissa was talking about, where like, you know, it went to like NBA commercials. It started getting licensed everywhere. And to me, like when that happens, you start seeing it in commercials and like, you know, like just stuff like that. I think it reaches another level. So I think it started in hip hop, grassroots, and then it went beyond that. Doesn't mean that I think the song is amazing. It's a bop.
I like the song.
I think it's cool. I think it's
I'm
cool.
not gonna talk about Kodak. Kodak got like pardoned from prison and stuff, so he got too many. He got too many ties for me.
No.
Good luck, y'all.
we love. Yeah, Kodak.
And he's
Kodak,
from Florida. You know the Florida water a little
Nah,
bit
they different.
So I'm not talking about
No,
Kodak.
they different. They different out there. They
Kodak
different out there.
definitely.
You're right.
Kodak definitely.
Reel it in.
I like Kodak, but and then now we talking about superstar, megastar, and
Yeah.
stars. And
There's
stuff
a
like that.
difference.
There's a difference.
Yeah.
How many superstars? If we're being real, how many like super megastars are out there right now?
We have a lot.
You think so?
Megastars?
Megastars.
Let's list them out. Let's see if we can
Beyonce.
agree on this.
Yes.
Beyonce's a
Beyonce's a
megastar.
mega-
100%
You don't
a
think Drake is
megastar.
a megastar?
Drake is a megastar.
Drake is a megastar.
Bad Bunny?
Megastar.
Megastar.
Uh-huh.
You debated me.
Wait.
Why you don't think Bad Bunny?
So I think Bad Bunny is a megastar.
Yeah.
Sorry, superstar.
you don't think he's a
Megastar, not quite yet.
Why?
Because I feel like once again, going back to that like category thing. Like if my dad saw Bad Bunny right now, I don't think he'll know who he is.
But he'll know a song.
I don't know.
That's debatable.
Think about it. He is 60, 70-year-old
Yeah, I don't know.
Nigerian.
So,
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But he knows Beyonce.
He knows Break My Soul.
Yeah, he would know Break My Soul. Or there's a good chance he'll know Break My Soul. You know, I feel like from the age of 1 year old to like 90 years old, everybody would know Beyonce.
But I feel
White, black,
like
Spanish, Asian, don't matter.
Beyonce's career has been consistent
Mm-hmm.
since she was a baby.
Yeah.
So who doesn't know Beyonce?
Yeah, but that makes
She got a lot of
But,
skin in the
like,
game. She got a lot of skin in the game.
That's
That
like
makes her a
consistent years of just putting
For
out
sure.
work.
for sure.
You know?
For sure.
Versus Bad Bunny reached this new level of stardom.
Mhm.
To us, it may be quickly, but that new level of fame with that stream,
Oh yeah,
the streaming
he's the most streamed artist in the world.
in the world,
Yeah, most streamed artist in the world.
I think that makes him a megastar.
Mm.
You see? She got you there.
I'm used to like growing up. Michael Jackson was a megastar. Like Michael Jackson, folks was
Michael
fainting.
Jackson did like the first Super Bowl halftime show.
He did, yeah.
If you would have said no, I would have been like,
You know, Michael Jackson, to me, like folks was fainting when they saw him. I feel like you're born, they plug like in your DNA. You gotta know Michael Jackson. Like kids just born just knowing Michael Jackson.
But Michael Jackson, listen, I with you.
I don't know, it's like a vaccine. That vaccine, you gotta know Michael Jackson,
Yo.
Michael Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan?
No, not Michael B.
Michael B. Jordan?
No, not that guy. Not that guy.
what you have beef with Michael B. Jordan too?
Jesus. Yikes. No, look, I mean, look, but here's the thing. I brought this up too. I'm like, and if we're, can we be honest? Is that cool? Is this a safe space?
I'm Miss Transparent herself.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Spanish-speaking countries
Mhm.
are, I mean, like, I don't know the number off the top of my head, but
Yeah.
there's more than you could probably think and count.
Of course.
So from that standpoint, we're talking about global right now, because I think that's the combo we're having.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bad Bunny, by default, if he is streaming it that well and his music is resonating that much, if you tally the world, his impact globally, to me,
Right,
makes him a megastar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, he's
Globally.
but
Now, in America, is he as much of a as much as a megastar as like let's say The Weeknd and Beyonce. I would say probably still.
I think he is.
Probably still.
I think he's a super.
But I
not
think that's
Beyonce, though.
debatable.
But you see, like I'm saying once again,
I
like a
think it's debatable.
mega star like Beyonce, all those Latin speaking countries that you're talking about, they know Beyonce too. But then Beyonce is also known.
But do they rock with the music as much?
They know Beyonce.
Do
Like
they rock with
Beyonce
the
walking
music?
through Madagascar.
Bad Bunny is the #1 stream.
I get it.
Bro,
artist
give it
in
up.
the
It's
What?
world.
I get it.
In Madagascar too. That's part of the world.
But you know the
But I'm not going the streaming route. I'm not going the streaming route because
Okay, let me hear this.
you know, at the end of the day, like there's people that can stream it multiple times, right? Like I think Bad Bunny has the best fans in the world. Like they overstream his stuff.
Yo,
They
you're trying to
really-
say
No,
people are committing a streaming fraud
No, I'm
for
saying-
Bad Bunny.
no,
You see
I'm
it?
not
You
streaming
see what I'm
fraud.
saying?
No.
He talking- Yo, he bring out the criminal
You
acts
like the
in
music.
in
No, I'm saying,
opposition
if you
of
like-
Bad Bunny.
If you like
this is
the music,
outrageous.
you gonna overplay music you like, right?
But hold on. So you trying to tell me other artists don't have super fans?
I mean,
Is that
every
what you're
artist
saying?
got super fan, but I'm saying like,
You trying to say Weekend fans ain't doing the same?
of course they're doing the same. But like in my opinion, that's why I say it's not streaming. My thing is not based necessarily on streaming.
Which is it's
So if you're going, I'm
It's based
sorry.
on to me it's based on like just if you see that person right now,
Mm-hmm.
like Beyonce, I think she's known world like everywhere you go, everybody knows who Beyonce is.
Yeah.
All right.
And everybody, it's a big deal to see who Beyonce is.
Yes, but she was also on the vaccine with Michael Jackson.
She was in the vaccine too? She was in the vaccine?
Yeah,
Who
Yeah.
Beyonce is.
Why?
I think it's longevity,
Yes.
right? Beyonce's been doing it forever.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's relatability. I think Beyonce is relatable to a lot of people.
I don't think I could relate to Beyonce.
Relate how? I mean, what you
I
mean?
mean, Lemonade. Lemonade was an album that I think was very relatable to people.
I think I love Beyonce because I personally I love a lot of different artists, but I love Beyonce because I just feel like she's just always so put together.
Mm.
Even when she did Lemonade, out of her rage, it's still like
She was still
put together.
yeah, she was
And so like that
Yeah.
level of stardom,
Right.
it gives me the je ne sais quoi of
Ooh,
Prince.
I like that.
you get me?
Yeah,
Like, you know, like
yeah.
we didn't really know what Prince had going on.
Yeah.
And that's that element of mystery
Yeah.
that these new age artists are missing. And I think that Beyonce still keeps it even in the age of
That's a
social
good point.
media.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Ah.
I honestly think that is kind of work. It's so funny. Hey, what's my man's name in the Uber, bro? We say we're gonna shout him out. Ahmed, yo, shout out to Ahmed. We're on the way up here. You know, we chopping down the topics. He's like, hey, I got something to say. I swear to God, he said this verbatim. We were like, whoa, what's up? He's like, yo, man, these superstars, man, they making lazy music, blah, 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 blah. He helped us with these topics. So shout out to him, man.
So we're gonna switch to the next. That's the next topic. by
Yeah,
the way.
let's get to it.
Ease into it.
I think so.
All right,
I
let's
think
do
so.
it. Next topic
man.
is what we're gonna talk about is hit records.
Okay.
Like are artists, particularly superstars,
Mhm.
getting lazy with the music that they're making.
You know what's so interesting you say that? Have you ever listened to the album that Drake has with Future?
Yes.
What a Time to Be Alive.
Yes.
It came out like in
2015, yep.
That's one of my favorite Drake's album ever.
Mm.
Okay.
Because I felt that at that point, Drake had something to prove, right? Because they kept calling him like he was just a singing guy. Like, oh, he just sings. He just be singing.
Yeah.
This melodic little light skinned guy, just, you know? and he came out on that album and he was just like, hold up. And he's with Future, and Future was at his Future's fire, but
Yeah.
at his prime at that time too.
Oh yeah. yeah.
Future
That was
really-
DS2, right? Ain't wasn't that right?
yeah,
the
yeah,
same
yeah.
year as DS2?
Yeah.
I believe it was the same
It might have been.
2015.
Around that time,
yeah.
right?
It might have been. Yeah.
And so this album was being released, and Drake is going. There's no skips on that album.
Mm.
And recently, I was feeling like a little like I want to be back on intern mode. I need to get back in this album pops up,
Mm.
and I was like, I was an intern in this mode, and like I would listen to this,
Mm.
and so I was like, let me see what's up. Like let me see what was the younger version of me listening to.
Right.
Yo, what? That album is so great. No skips. And it's literally like Drake is like, nah, you're gonna put some respect. Like, I'm
Mhm.
rapping.
Yeah.
You're gonna like
With a purpose.
Mhm.
right.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you're not gonna skip anything because this
Mhm.
is what a time to be alive. Like,
Mhm.
no,
Yeah.
you're not skipping
Mhm.
anything.
Mhm.
And Future was just like, and I'm here, so what's up? And so like the album is great. And I started thinking about that, and then I started thinking about his newer work, and I was like, nah, it doesn't compare.
You know, it's funny you even bring up Drake because that actually
I
is
love
like
him, but
That was the heart of the.
that was the
That was the heart
basis of this the discussion.
topic.
Drake just dropped a new song called "Search and Rescue," right?
Search and rescue. Yeah. With a Kim K sample.
Yo, bro, Drake. I know you're not watching, but if
Great-
you are,
you never know.
Grade
Drake-
grade the song.
Drake, if he's watching, that ain't it, bro.
Ooh.
That ain't it.
But
On many levels,
but
Not Jordan
musically,
Ramsey of music
it's
right now.
Drake.
Yo.
Ramsey of music.
that ain't it, bro.
Young man.
Young man,
Young man.
young man,
It was not good enough.
leave. But yeah, no, that wasn't it, man.
But
On
it's
many
Drake,
levels, on
though.
many levels.
Wait.
We talking musically.
Wait a
He
second.
Drake sounded lethargic.
But
He
it's
sounded
Drake.
uninspired. He sounded like someone who's too comfortable. Yeah, I'm getting my shit off right now because it kind of annoys me. And then when you add in the fact that he added in the whole Kim K aspect, that takes it to a whole nother level. Where now he's using shock value, which I think he also did on the last project where he took a shot at allegedly Megan Thee Stallion. We know what it was, but it's cool. He's using shock value to draw interest as opposed to just dropping good music. This is where Drake, I think, is. And it sucks because I rock with Drake. I love Drake.
Mhm.
What do you guys say?
But he made I'm upset.
What?
Like
What? That's your
he's going to be
response?
upset with what you're saying right now. No,
I'm
I mean
upset.
Drake. So you know
I'm
the thing
charged
that's
up.
I'm upset. But anyway,
150,000 on my neck or whatever he
So-
said.
here's the thing that's
Whatever he said is crazy.
I believe that's what he said.
Exactly. Here's the thing about Drake
Yeah.
that's fascinating.
Yeah.
It's intriguing.
Yeah.
It's flabbergasting. Is that Drake sometimes like he gets the benefit of the doubt where you're gonna keep trying to listen to his songs.
Yeah.
Like, and it's gonna set in. Like, I'm not gonna lie. First time I heard 2C Slide, I was like, what is this? I thought it was a joke. I thought it was like a SNL skit. But I kept listening to it, and I'm like, okay, melody's kind of catchy. Listen to it again. Okay, his raps is kind of fly.
He did it
Okay.
again. They used the
Okay,
2C
he
slide.
got me. And then
Right,
now I
then you-
started doing the
then you
damn
were doing the
Tootsie
tick-
Slide.
the-
I'm Tootsie sliding in my kitchen
Go
now.
Good
viral.
stuff.
So he gets the benefit. He gets the benefit of the doubt where you're gonna give it another try. Like this song I heard, the Search and Rescue. First time I heard it, I was like, "Yo, it's boring." I'm just gonna say it straight. It's boring. It's a little too long. It was 4 minutes, and it's kind of dull.
Super
But then I
dope.
was like, I gotta listen to it again. This can't be it. There's got to be some hidden like formula that he got that didn't set in yet. I listened to it like 2, 3 more times, and I was like, you know what? You know, it's kind of catchy. He's getting me. That's how he gets you.
Yo,
Is that how his music has to be consumed? Where you adjust, you
Hmm.
assimilate.
do fans,
Do
are
you
we
assimilate
adjusting
to Drake?
our ear?
You're adjusting.
That's really
sonically.
what this is coming down to for these super / mega stars. Have we gotten to that stage? What do you think, Yulissa?
I think we've been adjusting sonically. I think we've
Mm.
accepted a lot of things that are not too good,
Mm.
to be honest. Like even from like new music, like there's a lot of things that really are not as great. But we celebrate it, and that's fine.
Mhm.
I feel like everyone deserves a chance. The difference between a one-hit wonder and someone who can consistently do something. Drake tries different things, and like I just had this conversation with my friend, and he was saying like how he was a Drake fan growing up and all this stuff. Shout out to Emil, and he was just talking about how as a black man going through the struggles of America now in his age of his great age of 28, he can't listen to Drake's music and call him the greatest of all time. And I said, why?
Interesting.
Like I asked him why, and he was like, because I feel like he's never given us like a track for us. Like he's never
Ooh,
been able to give
wow.
us deeper than
Wow.
the things that I was going through at 15, at 13, which would be girls,
Mhm.
money, sex,
Mhm.
party.
Yep.
And I, you know, I always have to dig a little deeper. I was like, well, I think, honestly, Drake can't really rap about certain experiences you went through because he hasn't gone through that.
He hasn't
So
gone through it.
what
Yeah.
has he experienced since a young kid? Because he's been working since he's been a
Mhm,
young kid. You know what I
mhm,
mean?
mhm.
So certain things that people may think is like inauthentic, I think he's being completely himself. Like he's diving into different genres, right? Whether it's like a Spanish track or whatever he wants to do
Okay.
at the time. He teams up with younger artists because you're like giving someone a cosign and you
Yep.
also want to know what's cool and relevant. And you're just always you have to keep it fun.
Mhm.
You know, like I don't think that Drake can release, like even Little Baby has released something deep, right? It's bigger than Black and White.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that
But
song.
Yeah.
I
Classic.
think
Yeah,
it
nah, that
got
was
like
the
a
one.
NA double like,
That's a hit
Drake
record.
That was the one.
That's a hit record.
Nah, that was the one. The bigger picture?
Yeah.
No, that was
That was a
it.
great song.
Nah, that was
Yeah.
it.
But the timing
At the
of it was
height.
great.
Yes.
The timing.
At the height of that
But
too,
Lil
that was a
Baby
moment.
has been through some things.
Yeah.
And his stardom was later in life versus someone super mega star.
Yeah.
Drake was an actor in Degrassi at a young
That's true.
age. So it's like, how can he really sit there and talk about? There's at some point certain
Yeah.
things are unrelatable to you once you reach a certain. You want to like you do your due diligence by like going back and say like, let me give this kid a cosign to help him, you know, skip a couple steps. But
So you think content is the problem here? Like you think it's the content that moves people as listeners?
right now, yeah. I think that social
yeah.
media changed how we digest things sonically.
Mhm.
You're talking about Akon saying that he's gonna release a TikTok album. If you think about that,
I heard it too.
if you think about
Wait, what did he say?
He had a
he's gonna
TikTok
re-
album. Yeah,
he-
he just came out with it.
Yeah,
Explain this to me. What does that mean? A TikTok album.
yo,
catered
how
for
long?
TikTok.
How long is a song on TikTok?
What, 60 seconds or something like that?
Why am I gonna record a song? It's gonna take us 5 minutes, 4 minutes.
I like that way of thinking. though.
That's a
who
good business.
broke
That's
the
a good
world-
business strategy right
Who
there.
broke the world records of ringtones?
Soldier Boy.
Akon.
Oh,
Akon did? Really?
I think so.
Which song?
She said, I think so.
We gonna roll with it. We
Yo,
gonna roll with it.
ill-advised take is cool. It don't matter. We don't need facts.
It was either Akon or Soldier Boy.
One of the two. Yeah, it
But
was-
I think I'm gonna put my money on Akon. I think if we're gonna do a bet, I'm gonna go with Akon.
Which
I
song?
love.
I'm going Soldier Boy. I'm going Soldier
Which
Boy.
one?
Let's make that bet.
Okay.
Lock
Let's make that
up.
bet.
We got a Q $100.
Soldier Boy. What's the
Locked
Superman?
up,
I think so.
rolling down.
I think it was definite. It
Was
was
it Smack
Akon.
That?
It was Akon.
Smack that all on the floor. Like that.
Akon
Give me some-
had y'all with the, oh my God, what was that guy's name? The little lizard that you would download the music from,
LimeWire.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, Napster.
I had all of those.
Napster.
Napster, LimeWire, Ulink.
I like the.
I had
like
them all.
the
Yeah, I
short
had money. I
songs,
didn't.
though.
I had to like
Nah, that was
go
free.
next to the TV.
Yeah.
This is Yulissa right now.
You didn't do that.
Yes, I did.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
So
It's dedication right there.
I mean, but you know the funny thing, Jim Jones. Just yesterday, I saw a video of Jim Jones saying that he thinks Drake's a top 2 rapper
He did
of
say
all
that.
time. He said, "Yo, you know Drake. Where you gonna go when you don't hear Drake?" So he said that yesterday, and
Yeah.
a lot of people there was uproar. Ill-advised take. I do think Drake is a top 5 rapper.
He is.
I
great.
I don't even think it's debatable.
It's not.
Now, I got Jay-Z at 1. I love Jay-Z. Now, 2 is where it's between Lil Wayne and Drake for me, right?
I love Lil Wayne.
It's between Lil Wayne and Drake. But I don't think it's ridiculous that he's 2. But then at the same time, I kind of look at his discography and I would say it's missing.
So but and that's a good tie back to what you said your friend was talking about, where he was talking about like Drake he didn't feel like he gave him like that one, right?
Yeah.
Which I think is a real criticism of Drake, to
I
be
think
honest.
so
Like I
too.
think it's a
But
real
didn't he
thing.
come in like that though?
What you mean?
What?
Drake came in being vulnerable, right? Like
About
that's
what?
something a lot of people can relate.
He did.
Right.
In the beginning.
But he was
yeah.
he,
But
he
being
was a
vulnerable
vulnerable.
about what?
heartbreak. Like, wasn't he was
Relationship,
talking
you know,
Yeah.
about- you know.
Challenges.
But I think that once you become a man at 28, I'm guessing I'm not a man, but when he was saying, he was like, as a grown man at 28 years old, like,
Yeah.
there's so much about heartbreak I want to hear. Like, there's other things I'm going through,
Yeah.
which I hear him, you know.
and I respect it too. Like I
I'm
think that
interested to know who
I
he
I
listens
think
to then. Nah.
yeah, no, I mean,
To a mill.
Yeah, who does he
You
listen
guys
to
would
now?
love
I
to.
would-
I'm gonna connect you guys. He's in DC.
Oh, is
oh
he?
word.
Yeah, you would
Oh,
love to
damn.
have him on the
Okay.
show.
That'd be
yeah.
cool.
He
That'd be
probably listen
cool.
to Wale then.
And possibly Gold Link maybe.
No, he still listens to Drake, but he was just saying as like a fan, like a super fan, like, oh
Right.
my God, like
Yeah.
I love this
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
So like now getting older, it's like, I love you, but it's a little different.
So you think it's
Yeah.
not a matter of Drake's music has gotten worse. It's a matter of Drake is no longer as relatable, or
No.
Drake is not.
I don't think he
catered
has to
you.
prove himself. I think that Drake can do whatever he wants.
I think Drake solidified.
I think Drake solidified, but I do hear the criticism. But to be honest, to use a fancy word that I don't know how to spell, to juxtapose this conversation with his peers, who we always consider his peers, Kendrick, Cole, in my opinion, I feel like those two guys never lost touch with the humanity, like the relatability part. And I think whether it's in their branding, whether it's in the music, people feel like they know these guys and they've reached heights, you know, real highest of heights. That's to me is the difference between Drake and those other guys. Now, you can say, hey, I don't think that makes Drake better or worse, but I see that as like an observation. And I'm like, I always notice that like when people talk about Kendrick and Cole, they never bring up this
Their
combo.
background is different.
They never talk about this combo where we're talking about, hey, he didn't give us that one. I don't feel like I know where he is
Because
in
all this
life. You know what I'm
stuff
saying?
There is the one. Good Kid, Mad City, that entire project is the one. Like the entire, but he
did it
can't-
already, basically.
Yeah, and he's done it so many times.
Over
Like,
and over.
Yeah, because
Each time.
each time.
Yeah, you're right.
But that's his. Yo, think about it. You're talking about a dark-skinned man who's short, talking about his struggles.
Yo,
No, but that's you gotta add
hold
that
up.
in there.
Wait, hold
You
on.
have to add that in there. You have to add.
So
it
that's the
in there.
relatability part, basically?
No, your life is different than
Okay.
someone that
I'm
grew
following.
up like Drake, who's based on society norms and what we expect
following.
as beauty. Yeah, you know what I mean?
It's a good point.
It's super
Yeah.
acceptable.
Yeah.
And it's like, how can he sit there and talk about like the nitty gritty of like coming from the gutter for real? Like he can't talk, you know what I mean? So it's like versus you're always
Nah,
gonna
you're
be relatable when you've experienced these things.
You've actually did it. Yeah.
But I think there's
see
a
what you're
lot
saying.
of stuff
But I
that
don't
Drake
think
could
that-
tap into that he never really tapped into that people can relate to
But
wholeheartedly.
I don't think that
I mean,
stopped.
I don't know.
Because
Well,
I
say
mean,
what?
I don't know.
I don't think
You
that
don't think
stopped.
people can relate to the whole like broken home, like struggle? You know
He
what I'm
loves his
saying?
dad now.
But I'm talking about before. Like, we talking about before they made up. Like, yo, I remember he had his dad. I'll never forget. He had his dad on it was in More Life, the Passion Fruit song.
Yeah.
Remember the hold on.
Yeah.
Wait a second.
But that
Stop
was his
right.
dad?
Yeah, that was his dad.
Oh, I thought that
They
was
had
him.
some,
What's his dad?
what is it called? Publishing rights and all that. Like, come on.
But you know, I don't
Yeah.
think personally, I don't think Jay-Z's ever been relatable. Like Jay-Z came into the game talking about like mafioso type stuff.
hmm
And then eventually he just started talking about rich, big money stuff. But I still think Jay-Z is the greatest rapper of all time.
I don't think Jay-Z
Because-
selling drugs is not relatable.
True. That's true.
That's relatable to a lot of people.
That's true. That's a good point. But then also
It's a
whatever
select few
Drake-
of people though. Everybody didn't sell no drugs.
You
Let's
said I
keep
can't
it a buck.
incriminate
That's a good point.
myself, so.
Hey, listen.
That's a good point. No, she got me.
PSA.
She got
Ignore
me.
that.
She got me. But you
Yeah.
know what I mean? I don't want to just,
Jay-Z put that album out though. 444.
Yeah.
He did.
That was just gems for the black community.
That's
Yeah,
facts.
It was.
He
It
was specific.
Nah, that's facts.
He was very specific with that one.
What's the joint? OJ? The story
Story
of
of
OJ?
OJ? Yeah,
I
he was
listen to that all the
talking.
time.
He was
Yeah.
talking.
He said, "I'm not black. I'm OJ."
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, like,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
insane. Like,
Yeah. And he's
Yeah.
talking about investing.
He was
Like,
talking
that's
that
the
talk.
kind of stuff
He was
I
talking
would
that
like
talk.
to hear.
Yeah.
But like, I'm speaking from an older perspective.
yeah.
So I don't know. I think maybe Drake is just in that area, in that like time of his career where it's like, yo, I got to start phasing out. Because I think he did say he wants to retire in the next 2 years.
But he's said this before. I don't believe him, man.
No,
He
I
said it before.
I believe him because Drake can do. Drake, personally, I think he's a good actor. I think Drake can get into acting of some sorts,
If he wants
or
to,
he can get
you know?
into producing movies or something.
He already does it.
I don't think he needs music no more. Like
Yeah.
I think, but
He's
at
having
the
fun. I think that's why everyone wants
He's
to
having
like
fun.
break down his music, and it's like, well, he kind of gave you rapping his ass off, Drake. So
did,
now
he
he's
did,
just
he
like,
did.
I'm Drake, baby. Let me just have. I want to play with house music right now.
Yeah.
I want to see what the
I'm just
youngins are
doing
talking about.
whatever.
He's just
Yeah.
doing. He just
Which is
released an
amazing.
interview with Lil Yachty
did
and
see
Turks
that.
and Caicos.
Mhm,
Like
mhm.
Drake is living
does
his life.
whatever
He
he
ain't
wants.
worried about ya.
And then-
But that's one
And
thing.
then-
But,
Not worried about
but that's
us.
one thing I will give Drake, even though I do feel like, like well, before I say it, I'll give him the fact that he has historically like tried different things.
Yeah.
He's done that. Now
Yeah.
you could argue if it
Fearless.
was at a highest, if it was amazing. That I ain't into that debate. We can have that, but we'll probably be here for 5 hours.
Fearless.
But
I'm dead.
he's done Afro beats. He's done house.
Yeah.
yeah.
He's done boom bap. He's done trap.
Yes.
Mhm.
UK music.
He's done grime. Like what? He's done a lot.
Yeah.
And that your average artist at that stature is not gonna do.
Which
Well-
is crazy because you guys were talking about culture vultures last week or something like
Mhm.
that.
Yes.
And it's like some people will consider him that.
They
for
would.
sure.
We've heard
a
that
lot of
before.
people say that. I've
Yeah.
heard a lot of people say that.
But see, I don't think I wouldn't call him that
I think
personally.
he embraces.
That's why I wouldn't
culture.
call him that for
Yeah.
Afro beats and also just Caribbean music as a whole. Like he seems to be, I don't know him, seems to be tapped in with that community
Yeah.
where he's showing
Showing love.
he's showing love, he's collaborating with them. So it's like honestly, when you do that, how could you not just say I'm inspired?
Yeah.
I think that's okay.
He even got song with Bad Bunny, right?
He does.
Bad Bunny.
Mia,
Yeah.
Mia.
You know what?
Mia.
Drake, in my opinion, has had the greatest run in hip hop history. Like the greatest run. I thought Lil Wayne had a great run,
Yeah.
which lasted about 5
Oh
10
wow.
years.
Oh wow.
Drake's run, if you really think about it, he's been a A-list rapper since like 2009.
Hmm.
It's about a 14-year run as an A-list rapper.
Okay.
And I can't say the same for like a lot of other people. Like there's not many that stayed as an A-list rapper. So
Mhm.
like he got to get his kudos there. He's got to get his credit.
Absolutely. We
Like-
giving it up to Drake, man. Drake is, and that's why
He has a song with I Love McConan.
He does.
Like
That was an
when
amazing,
I Love McConan
amazing
was
record.
popping.
Amazing
And then now
record.
he's making songs with, the artists that are popping today. Like it's a very impressive run.
Bro,
Probably the most impressive in hip hop history.
Drake made Tuesday a fire day to go out.
He
Mm-hmm.
did.
Yo, he branded a whole day. Like, what we talking about?
Hey, but
Come on.
I think I Love McConan beat him on that song.
You're out of your mind, dog.
He beat him on that song.
Beat him in what way? we ain't talking
I
about.
like
Are we
this
talking about
verse
music?
better. I like this
I
verse
did like his. I'm not
That's
gonna
what I'm saying. I like
disrespect,
this.
but yeah, I did like it. But Drake did his thing. Come on.
Yeah.
What we talking about?
Yeah.
Appreciate you joining.
Yeah.
Thank
This
you guys
was
for having me.
amazing.
You're amazing.
Thank you.
You know,
Thank
much success in the future, and
you.
if you could give them your socials and
Oh,
how
yeah.
they can stay connected with you.
Yeah, of course. Follow me on Instagram on literally everything at Don Yulissa. That's DonYulissa. And I've had a great time with you guys. So thank you for having me. It was fun. I love chopping it up. Hopefully Drake sees this because we talked a whole lot of Drake, baby.
we
Yes, we did.
We definitely did. We definitely did. Well, thank you guys for joining. Again, this is the Ill Advised Wise Guys podcast. That's QD. I'm Uche. And as always, if you're giving advice, just make sure it's ill.
Yes, sir.
Bow.